A lot of people are wondering, and I haven't spoken of it, about my 8530. Is the transmission junk? Is the transmission not junk? Have you had the transmission repaired? Are you going to repair the transmission? What are you going to do about the transmission? I mean, these are all valid questions, and valid answers will ensue. John Deere has a PEP on this tractor, and it was never done to this tractor. I think this tractor had an issue when I bought it that wasn't addressed. Well, as a matter of fact, I know it had an issue when I bought it that wasn't addressed. It was a dormant issue that didn't rear its ugly head until sometime at the end of last season. So it may or may not have had this problem. They contacted a John Deere dealer. This is pure speculation, by the way. My theory and thoughts are that they contacted John Deere in the UK and or in England and said, hey, we're having this issue, what's going on? And instead of getting the PEP done, product enhancement program, you see you have a product improvement, which is a PIP, and then I was told that there is a PEP. Well, I've searched PEP, haven't seen PEP. But apparently there was a PEP, and it was supposed to be done on this 8530, and it was not done on this 8530. The PEP is in the hydro. The hydro is what runs the transmission. So you have your engine, runs into the hydro, it pumps or whatever the hell. There's a pump and a motor, and it's the hydro unit. The hydro unit cost about a little over $6,000 for just the hydro unit in the tractor, and then of course you have the labor on top of it. So it took a lot of research from Deere Country. Kudos to Deere Country, my hat's off to y'all. Did the research there, and they said that there is a PEP and it will have to be done. Either I can do the PEP or they can do the PEP. They don't care. The program entails John Deere paying for half of the hydro. I think John Deere ought to pay for the whole thing personally, because it's a liability to me. I mean, this thing shuts down. When that hydro does its overspeed, it just shuts down and you go flying. This thing, you have no brakes, it doesn't put you in park, it does not slow you down. Shuts the engine, dumps the hydraulic pressure, you don't even have brakes. It's scary as hell. I mean really scary, because usually you're on a hill like this. So what is happening is, in the hydro unit there are valves, and those valves may or may not function. So if you've got an 8530 that's been running flawless for, say, 10,000 hours, and you've never had a problem with it other than its normal calibration at startup, then you're good. But if you've got one like mine, which doesn't have, well, let's see, it's not that it doesn't have it, it's just that it doesn't, the hydro valves in the valve body that are non-replaceable or rebuildable by John Deere or Deere Country or Deere, you have to replace it. So that's why John Deere is paying for half of the hydro. So the transmission's fine. There's no dirt in the screens. There's no clutch material in anything. It's just, there was metal shavings in there, but at some point someone had cleaned that out or had replaced something. Someone also told me that it could have been in the MFWD unit, which could very well be, but there's nothing else in there. There's nothing in there. Went into pulled the screens again, they're fine. Pulled the valve bodies, they're fine. So what we're looking at is a hydro replacement. So John Deere's paying for half of it, like I said, and I have to pay for the labor if I have them do it. So I thought the hydro on this was on the outside of the machine. I am mistaken, it is actually on the inside. It will have to be split. It will have to be split somewhere in here. I'm not sure. I know I have to clean this thing up because it's full of hay. So I think that the hydro unit, I don't know, I haven't gotten to it yet. I may just disconnect the baler and then go in search of, and see if I can find it on there. And it may very well be in the back that runs to the front, because I don't know. I've never tore this tractor apart. I've never torn an IVT apart. I may do it, but they're telling me it's a 40 to 50 hour job. So the labor on that, he said, would be about $4,500. So $3,200 for the hydro and $4,500 for the labor. So I don't know. I'm in a bit of a conundrum. Do I do it? I'm so far behind baling hay right now, not because of this tractor. It still runs and functions. It's just when you go down a hill. Not all hills. It doesn't do it all the time. It only does it part of the time. When it's cold, it doesn't do it, but when it's hot, it will. So, anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the trigger on it. I pretty much made up my mind I'm going to have them do it because I just don't have time to do it at this stage of the game. It has to be done. It has to be done, and I don't have time to do it. So what I'm going to do is pull this off of the Krone, take the computer and everything, put it back into the 8120, and I will run the Krone baler with the 8120. That's all. It's that simple. So the 8120 will go back on the Krone baler. I'll have to put weights and everything up on the front of it again because this tractor is much, much heavier than what that one is. Due to contrary beliefs by other YouTubers, this tractor actually weighs 34,000 pounds. The way it sits right now, she's 34,000 pounds. It's been weighed and changed. 34 and change, not quite 35,000. So, anyway, I could actually tell you right here. What is it? It says right there on it. Yep, right there on the tag it tells you how many pounds it is. Without weights, it's 30,000 pounds. 30,000 pounds without weights. But if you look, it has the full package of weights. It's got the big 1,400 pounders on the inside, both on the inside. And it's got the 205 and the 160 on the inside. So there's about 4,000 more pounds. So 34,000, like some odd pounds. So that's what it weighs. That's what it weighs. That's just a cold hard fact of it. Anyway, with that being said, this tractor is probably 90% chance that it is going to be going into the deer country, and that's that. It'll be I got to deliver it on my truck and trailer, but he said that they'll schedule it, and then on the day that they're going to do it, or the days of the week that they're going to start the job, which I'll have it fully cleaned up for them, I'll deliver it, and then they'll start that day, and then or the next day, so it's not sitting around out there. And then when they're finished, boom, I go and I pick it up. Write the big fat freaking check for over $7,000 because that's what it's going to cost to do it. The transmission, this was my dilemma. How do I know it's a transmission? How do I know that it's not a sensor? How did I know that it was a hydro problem? I had to talk to my dealer, and having good dealer support is phenomenal. The old dealer support was that dealer support as of a week and a half ago was no good, but they got rid of that guy and they got a new guy in there, and he actually seems like he cares and wants to get things resolved and going again, so kudos to them. So I'm gonna have to look into this hydro thing, I'm 90% gonna send it out there. You know, if I could save $4,500, I'd do it, but can I do it in a day? Can I do it in 2 days? Can I do it in 3 days? Can I do it in 4 days? If I've got the weather to make hay, I'm so far under the gun now that I have to be where it's most important, and that is on a tractor, running a baler, making hay, so I can pay for this kind of stuff. So I'm probably definitely going to take it out there. I know I'm yammering, but you know, $4,500, 4 days of work, you know, but if I can bale hay in those 4 days, that's $50,000 worth of material that I can make in, now it's probably more than that. It's more than that, 40, 50, probably close to 70,000 with 2 balers running. Probably $70,000, $80,000 in 4 days I could do if I can make hay. So anyways, I'm going to get this thing disconnected from the tractor, and I'm going to clean it up and see if I can find out where this hydro is. And if the hydro is internal, it is. If it's not, well then I can probably do it pretty quick, but who knows. I'm going to find out though.